Mr. Chairman, thank you very much for this opportunity. Even you have prepared testimony submitted for the record. Even for these 5 minutes, I had prepared testimony. When I walked in here this morning, Mr. Chairman, I saw a headline in the USA Today that said, "Alaskans fear for their way of life." And it resonated with me very, very powerfully. Because, quite frankly, Mr. Chair, I live in fear, not just for my way of life, but for my life every single day, living in the Tongass National Forest. At the time of the Senate hearing last fall, a longtime commentator and spokesman and leader in the Alaska environmental community who lives and has lived on or near the lands that are being discussed today, sent an article to the newspapers because I, at the Senate hearing as I am today, have been wearing my clan vest. I am not just the director of Sea Alaska Corporation. My name is Duke Danek. I am the clan leader of the Quashkekwan of Yakutat. This vest symbolizes that responsibility. It was given to me by the widow of our former clan leader at the time that I assumed responsibility for the clan. The commentator that I referred to suggested in his article that possibly by wearing this vest to the Senate hearing, I was looking for a display in the magazine Vanity Fair to display new sartorial splendor of some kind. At the time, I just took it for, well, that's just another statement. But I want to get back to where I was. I was prepared, Mr. Chairman, to come here and talk about the fact that the land that we seek outside of the boxes is just 0.4% of the land in the Tongass. I was prepared to suggest, as Congressman Young has, that might it not be better for the private sector, of which Sea Alaska Corporation, which to us is just another tool, might be best in terms of moving forward with developing future timber in close cooperation with the Forest Service and with others. But I want to say something different. I want you to see, Mr. Chairman, Mount St. Elias, which is my clan symbol, which forms the northern boundary of the Tongass National Forest. I want you to know that my way of life is replete with thousands, tens of thousands of bones of my ancestors lying under the land of the Tongass National Forest. I want you to know that I live in fear for my way of life, and that, quite frankly, it was the tool of Sea Alaska Corporation that in large measure during the past 30 years that created the way of life that is being referred to in USA Today. It was Sea Alaska's effort and its investment and its work that allowed for the schools to be built, that allowed for the jobs, that created the way of life that is being referred to in USA Today. When I fear for my way of life, Mr. Chairman, I think of my grandmother who lived in economic and even social servitude to the cannery in our village, could never leave, could live in nothing but poverty. When I think of my way of life, Mr. Chairman, I think of my mother who battled alcoholism and despair her entire life in order to raise her family. I think of the last 30 years of Sea Alaska and Native peoples having to stand in line and say, we will get to you next time. Or once we resolve this, we will take care of you. Mr. Chairman, I have elders in this audience that I defer to, that I care so, and I fear for what kind of legacy they believe they will leave for their people in the Tongass National Forest. And finally, I think of my children and my grandchildren. And in spite of all that they may achieve in this society as individuals, how they will view their legacy as Native peoples, yes, the first peoples of the Tongass National Forest, the only remaining people in the United States of America that still live on their homelands and have never, ever been defeated, had a treaty. People who value their presence and their relationship and their collaboration and being citizens of this country, but who still live in fear that their way of life is slowly being eroded away. Mr. Chair, that is the fear of the way of life that I live with every single day of my life. Thank you very much.